every sector from real estate to trucking to shipping to freight line, it's going into some kind of problem. Yet you have people making $7 million a year, like Joy Bear and from The View, telling us the economy is great. They're just playing the fiddle while Rome is burning.
Biden at least is.
and the dollar's losing its dominance. I want to go to Jay real quick. All of Europe all of Europe seems to be going into recession. Another country, Jay, went into recession. Estonia, Hungary, Netherlands, and Germany. Now, provoking this idea that it's the US who's brought them into this no-win war with Ukraine, which is basically a war against Russia. And they feel that the Europeans feel that the US prompted this, and I don't blame them. I think it was very much induced by the Biden administration, Obama administration, the three-letter agencies. All these agencies have provoked this war since 2014, and it's been a major, major problem for Europe, more than the US. And so are we seeing the European, what they call the European empire, toppling faster than the US empire, faster than the Chinese empire?
Well, I think that the European empire is built upon American military strength in the first place. What is NATO? But NATO is basically a club of people who are maybe putting in 10% while the US puts in 90. I mean, it's ridiculous. If the United States government, with all of its power and its might and all of its weaponry, can't win a proxy war against Russia, it really kind of shows the Europeans, well, if we individually got into a war with another power and US promised to help us, we're not gonna be helped. And no matter what, our people are gonna be slaughtered.
Yes.
It's shaking them to the core, and they realize that they have put their faith, unfortunately, and I say this as an American that loves this country, in a paper tiger. A tiger that will make sure that you had just enough rope to hang yourself.
Yeah. So they provoked this war. They can't finish the war. There's no off ramps to the war. There's nobody that wants peace.
There's not enough weapons.
It's apart from maybe Trump. It's the only guy that I know that with some leverage that can say, hey, we need peace. I say the U.S. blew up the pipeline, and people may disagree with it, but I have very good reasons to think that way. And it just keeps getting worse and worse, and there's no end to this war. So the Europeans feel that they have to clean up this war. Are they going to sit down with Russia and say, look, we were wrong, let's clear it up and leave the US hanging? What do you think, David?
I don't think there's anybody that can stop this war. It's just like, except for maybe a Trump or somebody that actually wants it to stop. But it's like the people that pull the strings of power, they don't want it to stop. Yeah, we've been in endless wars for the last 75 years, and Trump had us out of the endless wars.
Yeah.
And had negotiated a safe withdrawal out of Afghanistan that Biden blew. And it's just caused so much trouble. And now that we're in this war, which there's not enough weapons to defeat Russia, conventional weapons. But right now, the world is actually stockpiling doomsday weapons.
Yeah.
And by the way, to your point, David, I have to say, I wonder if maybe we, instead of leaving all the weapons for the Taliban and the Afghanis, if we maybe picked them up and gave them to the Ukraine, you think we would be in the situation we're in today?
Well, I think if we'd pulled out of Afghanistan the right way, we wouldn't have the Taliban selling all this and all these weapons and fueling all sorts of evil things worldwide. And also now we're on the cusp of Iran testing its first nuclear weapon. Now, what's concerning about that, if you remember some time back, Mr. Netanyahu said that they won't let them get that far. So if you remember his picture with the time bomb.
Yeah.
So the world is, Mr. Burry may be right, but he may not get to see his profits.